This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
This is the original This is 99X. Have the Morning X Top 5 viral audio of the week coming up in just a few minutes. And hint, wink, wink, someone's going to get qualified to go to the When We Were Young 99X big trip we've got out in Las Vegas. We're going to do that right after Sleaze, which is now.
Did you hear about this crazy home invasion?
No.
From Macklemore?
No.
His nanny attacked with bear spray.
What?
Yeah, Saturday morning, his nanny was on duty, according to the report. Happened just after midnight, shortly after the nanny had put Macklemore's 3 children to bed.
Oh, wow.
She managed to escape and alerted authorities. She was talking about 2 masked men who entered through a patio door. They were dressed in black, wearing tactical vest and armed with bear spray, and they were demanding, "Where are the jewels?" So she took them over to the primary bedroom. They rifled through a bunch of drawers and closets. They stole a bunch of watches and jewelry and shoes before turning their attention back to her. She said she was thrown to the ground, restrained, had her mouth covered to silence her because she was going to scream, and then she bit the hand of one of these guys. He released her, and then I guess she left. She fled to, I guess, a home next door to a neighbor's, contacted the police. By the time the police got there, of course, they had escaped.
Damn, bear spray. That's a new one.
That's a new one. It's like, you talk about home invasion, and his kids were in bed? That had to have freaked him out.
Yeah, that is scary stuff. You're hearing more and more of those stories.
Have you heard that Kanye has changed his name?
Oh, come on.
For a second time?
It's only 2? What's the change?
Well, it was Ye, now it's Ye.
Well, Khan would probably work out better, both thematically and... No, seriously. I mean, that's what... You're saying it's what now?
Ye.
Yay.
Yes.
Dude, okay. All right, dude.
Years ago, this guy was in trouble, and I really do like him. Tariq El Moussa, from HGTV, cited by police in Vegas after getting involved in a physical altercation. It started as a result of him protecting his dad from another man who was allegedly accosting him. He was not arrested, and the victim refused medical attention. Yeah, there he was. He was like on this little vacay with the family, and then that happened because people used to say that he had anger issues, but man, he's protecting...
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, he was protecting his dad. A lot of actors talk about getting typecast. It's happened seriously to a lot, especially someone like Matthew McConaughey. Remember all the rom-coms?
Oh, yeah.
That he was in, and he was like the rom-com guy. He actually addressed this, and it's kind of funny.
I'm rom-com, romantic comedy guy. But I did notice, I want to do some other things. No, you can't do that. And I noticed, I was like, oh, the industry and the public are nothing other than rom-com shirtless guy on the beach. I'm not doing those anymore. 20 months, nothing. An offer comes in for a script at $8 million. I said, no, thank you. They come back at $10 million. I say, no, thank you. They come back at $12.5 million. They come back at $14.5 million. No. I say, let me read that script again. I read the script, Gary. Guess what? Now, it was the exact same words as the original offer, but I read that script again, and it was better written. It's $14.5 million well better.
14.5, and you did it?
But I said no.
Oh.
Said no.
Was that movie made?
No.
I'm sorry. If they're going to come with that kind of money at some point, okay, one more, right? Just one more.
Well, remember, that's why Hugh Grant, I think, had stopped acting for a while, because he was like in Notting Hill and all those movies, and he was over it.
I guess it's hard to relate to their problems when they're getting $14 million a movie.
Now, I was telling you that you needed to see The Accountant, remember, with Ben Affleck and John Bernthal? Well, I guess they were talking, and somebody asked Ben Affleck, will there be an Accountant 3?
He told me right when we were doing the first movie that they were making a trilogy, which actually is the kind of thing that usually scares me. You know, and I'm usually like, let's worry about this one. You know, because what that means to me is people are like saving the good ideas for the next movie. But like, there is going to be no next movie unless we have the good ideas in this movie. Let's figure out the good ideas in the next movie for the next movie. But it actually turned out to be a reflection of the fact that it was just a story that was really interesting to him. And him and Bill really got into the kind of, I guess what you would call like the mythology or the canon or whatever. They had started to generate this kind of longer story. And he's been talking to me a little bit about constructing it and what he wants to do. And, but I certainly can't give anything away. There's a couple of ideas that I really like, but what I know it is going to continue this relationship, which I think is really what makes this movie an improvement on a movie I really love, which is the first one.
Yeah, because his brother is John Bernthal. Hey, if you're looking for a good movie this weekend, it's on Amazon, Accountant 2. Now, John Bernthal's been making the rounds as well. I love hearing when actors talk about, you know, how they first started out and stuff. He was on with Kimmel talking about Tom Holland and how they did their audition tapes at the same time 7 or 8 years ago.
That was where both Tom did his audition for Spider-Man, and I did my audition for Punisher. We actually made each other's audition tapes on that film.
Wow,
Yes,
that's crazy. How old was
did.
Tom at that time?
I think he was like 4.
Yeah,
No,
he was a teenager,
No,
right?
he was, but I'd never seen, I mean, he had such focus and such belief. It was so beautiful. He would say, like, I'm Spider-Man. He really believed he was going to get it. And I was like, there's probably a lot of people that want to be Spider-Man. I mean, you're super talented and all, but I was like, you know, I mean, the odds are kind of against you, but like, yeah, let's make the tape, you know?
So Tom would say to you, I'm Spider-Man?
He just had this belief, and when you get to know him and you see how he shows up, there is a reason, you know, why he is the movie star that he is.
He's the best Spider-Man ever.
He really is. And then he kind of took, a little credit for this, Barnes. John Bernthal recommended a move that may have helped Tom Holland get the role.
And I will take credit that in his audition tape, he did this thing where he sort of slided into the scene, and I gave him the note. Tom, you know, maybe you should sort of run up that wall and do like a double backflip and then start the scene. And he was like, yeah, you think I should do that? That's not too much. And I was like, I don't think any of these other fools are able to do that. You know
right.
And he, in fact, did that. So it's not that I take responsibility
you should.
for him, but, like a little, right? Like a little something. Right?
Man, that's pretty strong. If they're looking at all those people, they're going to remember you. I mean, backflipping into the scene.
He's a little guy, too, and he does look 4. Adam Sandler talks about making his wife's dream come true at the Cannes Film Festival.
We get there, and then they invite the cast to go up the stairs. So the cast, it's Dustin Hoffman and Ben Stiller and Emma Thompson. So we walk up the stairs and we're waving to everybody and they're snapping our picture. And then the head of the festival says, all right, let's go inside, with a French accent, you know. And then he said, let's go inside. And then I look down and see my wife is at the bottom of the stairs. I was like, oh my God, I got to go down and get my wife. So I tell the head of the festival, I got to get my wife. This is a big deal for my wife. And the guy goes, no. And I go, oh, no, you got to go. He goes, no, go inside where the people are waiting. But this guy really was a little mad at me for thinking of going down. And then I hear Dustin goes, go get your wife. Go let him get his wife. And he stared down the French guy. He looked at me and said, he's going to get his wife. And I was like, yeah, you heard Dustin, man. And so I walked down the stairs. I got my wife walking up. And she was like, oh, my God, this is wonderful. This is like better than our honeymoon. And then, I was like, what do you mean? She goes, you know what I mean.
You know what's crazy is I like Adam Sandler in everything but his movies.
Yeah, because he's funny when he's being interviewed, right? That was actually a really funny story.
When he does stuff like, I love everything I see of him, but when I see his movies, I don't love them.
Hey, your favorite comedian and actor, Barnes, is going to receive the prestigious King of Comedy Award at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards this year in Santa Monica.
Who?
Jack Black.
Oh, come on.
Yes, he has a history with Nickelodeon. He'll be returning to accept his award after previously hosting the show. This will be June 21st.
Ugh.
That's your Celebrity Sleaze.
Expert entrepreneur Ed Milet is on a mission to max out your life.
We're throwing open the metaphorical closet doors of our lives. We're going to be cleaning out the closet. What no longer fits? Audit some of your relationships. How about auditing your emotions? Maybe it's your career you need to look at. Get your life together for this season.
The Ed Milet Show.
It's time for a little cleaning of the soul. Let's get a little ruthless, a little refreshing, and a little real. God bless you, everyone.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.